Okay, so on board the Nihil ship, because that's what this is.
Uh-huh.
That failed check earlier with the knowledge check was to see if you could identify a path engine. Anyway, there's a Deveronian in a sleek, long leather jacket that has the arms torn off, and he's wearing this you can tell he's a Deveronian only because of the two large horns protruding out of his mask, but he's wearing this horrible, frightening mask with decorative spikes all over it, and through a heavily modified modulator respirator.
Ride the storm, boys!
And in the background, there are just these mooks just headbanging, trying to shoot off volley after volley after our ship, and just sort of missing.
They're in the same kind of chairs as Luke and Han and the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those little bubbles. Yep.
Yeah. So in one chair is a Twi'lek, again identifiable because of the Leku, but again horrible mask and respirator, just banging along to the song. You can hear just inaudible gibberish coming out of their modulator. And then the other one is a Weequay. His mask isn't quite as covering of the face as the other two. It's more so you can still see sort of the broad structure of a Weequay's head. And then sort of strapped in, well, not really strapped in, they're just hanging on in the same sort of area as the captain is a couple others. There's 2 humans and an Aqualish and 2 other Weequays. And they are just hooping and hollering.
The air inside is smoky, and there are just it's dark except for some strobing lights and almost black light coming up from the floor.
And there's a lightning bolt motif all over the place. And they're gonna still have the upgraded this is the first one shooting at you, actually. That is a success and 2 advantages. So I think I succeed in hitting you. But what does that mean exactly?
What's the damage on the gun there?
6.
6.
+1 for the hit, -3 for our armor.
So we take 3 whole damage.
Critical is I would have to roll that many successes in order to do that, yeah?
Advantages.
Oh, that many advantages.
Yeah.
I only had 2 advantages. So sad.
So 4 hull trauma.
I've got because it was 7. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other gunner is going to try.
And then we blow up, and that's it.
Okay, so 3 failures, 2 advantages. So they hit you once, and they don't hit you again, but they have advantages for that'll, I don't know, give boost to the piloting check, to the next piloting check.
So we take a hit, and it goes through our shields, and we can feel it through the ship because these things are built so that you can feel everything around them. And Cal is knocked forward, and he says, "You think we should board this thing? We're getting close to atmosphere. I don't know if we could take another hit like that."
I don't think we can take much more of that. We're not gaining any ground. It's not a bad idea. How do we want to do it? What's the plan? What's the plan, Cal?
I think we need to get a little bit further into atmosphere, get on top of the ship, and then, the usual. Open the cockpit, hop out, the Vector will take care of itself, and then we make our way in, one way or another.
All right. Hang on.
Okay. So I'm assuming that is a piloting check to get above the freighter.
Yeah, because we want to get above the freighter. We also want to get a little bit further down into atmosphere.
So Vectors do have tow cables. I will say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this ship would probably also have one, the Swantek.
Yeah,
It's got
was
an arm
one of the
too,
things I
right?
was thinking earlier. I was like, do I want them to try and tow them in, or do I want them to just shoot them down? And I feel like the Nihil would just shoot them down.
If they just shoot us down, they can't get our stuff, though.
I mean, they could
Yeah,
salvage the wreckage.
Yeah.
But
Not if it falls into Bespin.
Then we don't have it.
yeah. But now they can't do that. That's true. So they might try and tow you. I don't know. But anyway, We want to do a piloting check to see if the Vector can get above the freighter.
And it is a group, it's an assisted check. So my piloting is 2 yellows, so 2 ranks in piloting.
I had what, like 2 advantages earlier?
Yeah.
Setback.
Really should have invested more in the pilot tree. I got the Starfighter Ace treat just so that it was cheaper to buy gunnery and piloting.
I am also going to take my skilled teacher talent again to give you an automatic success.
Okay.
What was my difficulty again?
It's a post piloting, I believe, so that's 3 red.
Okay. So we've got 2 yellows, a green,
And a setback.
3 blue, 2 setback,
1 success.
1 success. I think that's everything.
You want to flip?
It's our last one.
Is it? Okay.
I haven't done
Then
any
done.
flipping.
Yeah.
Besides 1.
All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3 success
We've got
and 2 advantage.
Okay.
2 success, 2 advantage.
2 successes and 2 advantages. So yeah, you successfully pilot, outmaneuver the freighter to where you are above it, which would set up Kel to maybe do a tow cable to sort of pull the Vector.
I suppose I could do that.
Can I, for our 2 advantages, can I essentially have pop the canopy and Kel can get out now?
Yeah, I'm just happy to hop right out.
Yeah, I'll say that works.
So Bekros pops the canopy open, and there's this like sudden gust of wind, and Kel is prepared by putting his rebreather on, which for him, for a Drabitan, it's massive because he's got this huge mouth. And he readies his lightsaber, and I'm going to use my maneuver to pop out of the ship and onto the other ship.
Yeah, so the glass of the pod, like, you know, unlatches with like that nice, and then slides neatly into the Vector, and you're able to just sort of like undo your seatbelt and stand right up, pull out your lightsaber, and then do some dope Jedi stuff. Gosh, what even would that be for jumping out of the Vector?
Oh,
onto
nothing. I'm
another
just
one?
doing it. It's just a maneuver.
It's just a maneuver. Really?
I had 2 successes to set up the maneuver.
I feel like there should be a roll in there somewhere. Like maybe athletics? That's a roll, right? That's a skill.
Okay. How difficult do you think it would be?
That is an excellent question. Gosh, we are in atmosphere with 2 speeding ships. Gosh, that is a lot.
The Force is with me.
Force is with you. And I did successfully maneuver the Vector and match speed. So I've made this easy.
Would it be a coordination check instead?
I think it'd be an athletics check.
Yeah, it feels like an athletics check. I didn't say a difficulty.
No.
But we've been advocating about how easy we've made this
Oh, it used to be
situation.
so easy.
Yeah, totally. So easy. Please roll 2 purple dice and 2 red dice. Because I am going to flip 2 points.
You can't flip 2 points. You flip 1 point.
I can flip 1 point. What would the other red die then be? How do I get that other red die? I can't. I will accept it.
So it's 4 negative dice. So it's 1 challenge and 3 difficulty.
I'm going to downgrade it to hard because I kind of want you to do this. So 1 red die, 2 purple die.
Okay. And I'm also flipping. Come on, triumph. Bekros has just been piloting so well. Can I have a boost? He's really set this up.
Didn't you already get a boost from his advantages from before?
No, but you should have 2 boosts for the advantages from before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so that is 3 advantages. Kel has done this before. He hops out of the back seat of this Vector with his lightsaber ready, igniting it in air. And this ship that he's jumping onto is all these different pieces and parts, and it makes no sense. It's unlike any other ship that he's really encountered before. And he hits a slippery bit. He does not stick the landing, but I want to say with the 3 advantages, he gets his lightsaber ignited and just jams it into the the hull of this thing to catch himself on top of it.
Okay. I will settle for, instead of falling through Atmo,
It's not a graceful landing.
you are instead... No, you haven't quite landed. You have your lightsaber stuck in, so you're at least stuck to the ship instead of free falling.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't quite say that you're landed.
Well, I'm on the ship.
In the loosest sense of the word.
Yeah.
Like, instead of being directly on top of the ship, I will say, you are like more like to the side, where you're sort of dangling off the side, while it's also, you know, flying through Atmo. So there is like some... Please, let your grip slip.
No,
you know.
Through comms, Bekros hears, "Let this be a lesson to you. Do better than I did."
Bekros just mutters, "Be hard to do much worse."
I heard that.
Good. All right. I want to know what color Kel's lightsaber is.
Oh yeah, what color is Kel's lightsaber?
It's yellow.
That's
Hello.
nice.
The hilt is this light silver, almost white, and wrapped with a gray leather. It looks like it has... It's a little worse for wear. It's been around the galaxy, just like Kel has, and it's showing its age. And he likes it that way. He could replace it at any time, but Jedi aren't supposed to be sentimental. But this lightsaber has been everywhere that Kel has.
All right, makes it my turn. So I suppose the captain does not like that the Jedi vector is now directly above it, because that doesn't seem very good strategically.
Yeah, it seems like they might not be able to shoot at it.
No.
Yeah. Like intentionally got out of the line of fire.
So clearly they have to do some spins.
That's a neat trick.
So gosh, what is my roll again? It's 3 yellow and 3 purple.
You're opposing my piloting?
I guess I would be opposing your piloting because I'm trying to, like, outmaneuver you.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be 3 purple?
So do we get to use the piloting that I rolled, or just my straight piloting?
The last piloting check you rolled?
The last piloting
What
check.
was the last piloting check you rolled?
Don't worry about it.
I think that would I think that would oppose a setback die on me.
A little more than that.
Yeah. My piloting is 2 purple and a red
you.
for you.
And I will take a setback because you are up and above me.
And don't forget your ship's maneuverability.
Right, my ship's... Oh, yeah.
3 black dice.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot to add handling to our roll.
Darn.
But we did succeed, so it's okay.
So this setback is from your previous roll and how well you did, because I know you had advantages. That didn't completely go to Kel's jumping out of the ship. And then these are the handling. Those are his piloting. That's you. And I'm going to give myself a boost die because, you know, he's just really feeling it. He loves this part of, like, being in a hill, like, chasing down other ships and, like, trying to destroy them or whatever. So he's just in the zone. It's in his element. So he gets a boost die for that.
The ship speakers are playing his favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. That is a triumph and a despair.
Yay!
All right.
So put those 2 right there. Blank boost die. It deserves to be blank, honestly.
Can the despair be that Kel is able to find purchase and get on top of this ship due to whatever maneuver this person does?
The despair is that you found the airlock.
Oh, I don't even need the lightsaber my way in. Great.
It's like,
I was just
oh,
planning on
hey,
cutting a big
you
hole in
slipped
it.
a little bit. And of course, you know, the spins. You're like, oh my god. But your lightsaber, like, as it drags along the ship and you hold on your grip, there's an airlock right in front of you now. How
Yep,
nice.
And I get a hand on the clamp for it.
Yeah, so that's a nice despair for them because now there's a Jedi almost in their ship.
Yeah. And it's the Jedi of the 2 that has a rank in lightsaber.
So yeah, let me count this real quick. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes versus 1, 2 failures. So that's 2 successes and 2 threats. Triumph, despair. So he succeeds in getting away from you. which means his gunners are going to have an opportunity to fire at you again. But there's now a Jedi in his ship. Almost in his ship, anyway. So yeah, I think that's my roll. Now, there's going to be firing at you. I'm going to take a setback from one of my threats from earlier. And firing at you is still opposed to your piloting, I believe.
It's just hard.
Oh, never mind. It's just hard.
And then we've got 2 shields. in the way.
And so another setback for the shields. That's a failure with 3 advantages.
You could use advantages in something like this to cause system strain on our ship.
Oh, I like that.
Probably wouldn't recommend doing 3 because our threshold is not very high, but
Yeah, no. 1 strain.
it's something you can do.
1 strain. And then a boost to the next check. Okay. 1 success, 2 threat. So I succeeded in hitting you guys again.
So that's 7 minus 3. It's 4.
So we are at 8 out of 10.
7?
You might want to follow me.
Why 7?
6 damage.
Yeah.
The thing does 6, and then you add your successes to that.
Oh, fun.
So any attack always adds successes
Okay.
to the base damage.
Well, that makes it your guys' turn.
Backrows, are you all right?
I think I don't that we could take another hit. Are you still on the ship?
I found the airlock. I'm heading in.
I'm coming to you.
Are you actually coming to me?
I think so. I can't
Okay.
think of another. I mean, I want to just like do the cool, ejection move.
All right. So if you're heading my way, what I'm going to do for my turn then is to use my sense upgrade to commit my force die, and then any attack on me will be upgraded. I didn't have the chance to do that while we were on the ship because I had to do important things. But now that I've got a second to waste an action, I can do that. So yeah, he steals himself and is. I would like to actually, I want to use my maneuver to assist Backrows
Okay.
getting onto the ship.
Okay.
So if I had to roll a coordination, could we do an assisted or athletics? Do like an assisted athletics? I don't know how bad that is for Backrows, but
I love like piloting things.
I mean, you probably want to get that airlock door open.
well, I can wait.
There's 2 threats on the last one. I'm pretty sure a kit bash ship like this probably had the airlock open just by pulling the trigger.
Yeah, that sounds like great for space anyway. Yeah, that's not true.
So I'll let Backrows do Backrows'
Okay.
thing, whatever you're going to do.
Do you
to
think
get
it should
here.
be a maneuver or a incidental to set the ship to auto nav?
Probably a maneuver.
That's how I feel. Yeah. So I guess Bekros uses his maneuver to set the ship to auto nav.
Maybe. It doesn't have a lot of hull trauma left. What's it going to take me to get into this airlock?
I mean, you could do another piloting check so that you are alongside the ship.
Could I do a mechanics check to aim the ejector seat to shoot me into the airlock?
There's not an ejector seat.
Could you do a mechanics check to like lock the bits and pieces, like lock our ship's S-foils into the bits of the top of the ship so you can just get out?
I don't know. Can I?
Turning 2 ships into 1 ship?
You can no. No.
Like, so the Vector's so skinny. It's got all these little pieces. You just want to like jam it into the crevices.
You want to crash
so
your
that they're
ship
stuck
into
together.
the other ship.
No, we want to modify both ships.
No.
It's not like they're going to notice the change.
I am not a very proficient DM at this game, but even I can tell that is nonsense.
I'd allow it.
No, you wouldn't.
It'd be hard. It'd be very difficult.
I would. Some might even say impossible. Okay, so you want to get to the airlock.
I do. And I want to use an agility or intelligent-based skill.
I would accept coordination for trying to fall through the air towards the airlock.
Well, what about the magnetic docking clamps that all these ships would have? Can I roll a mechanics check to just pull alongside and make and just attach the ship? I don't have to crash into the ship, just a docking maneuver.
If a ship is landing in an FFG game, would that be a mechanics check or a piloting check?
That would be a check at all, unless it was a crash landing.
Unless it was a crash landing. If a ship is crash landing. So what you are attempting to do is you are attempting to land your ship, which is moving at fast speeds, onto another ship, which is also moving at fast speeds.
We're trying to get one on the other, and then at the right point, hit the things to make them go.
Yeah, like we've seen in The Mandalorian and The Empire Strikes Back. It's
more like a starfighter trying to land on at the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
that happens off screen in Return of the Jedi.
Are they fighting though?
Are we really fighting?
Yes.
Now?
We haven't fought yet.
We haven't fired a single shot.
Stop shooting at us, and they didn't stop shooting at us. And now we're going inside to tell them that they really should have stopped shooting at us.
This is indeed a combat.
But we're going to tell them with our lightsabers.
Aggressive negotiations.
Aggressive negotiations. Yeah, I feel like that is a piloting check.
Okay. I won't belabor anything else with that. Piloting is fine. I mean, it's 3 reds. It's not
but we're in
bad.
Atmos, so it's a planetary piloting, not space.
Why?
No, it's still a ship, so it's still space.
Yeah.
Oh, the difference between those two
is the type of vehicle. Yeah.
I get assisted from you, didn't I? Or encouraging words?
I don't know that I can assist with a piloting check from here.
Well, can I take a couple of boost dice for those threats that didn't get spent? I mean, anything to not fall through the atmosphere of this gas giant would be really great.
That would be so funny, though. And then Bekros was never to be seen or heard from again.
So I rolled a bunch of success.
Okay.
And a bunch of
failures.
Okay.
I have an advantage, and my ship is about to explode.
Your advantage is that while you did not succeed in landing on the freighter, it's not that far of a jump now.
I jump.
Can I make you roll for that again in a single round? In a single turn?
It's your call. I would love to use my maneuver to board the ship, to jump out of my ship.
Okay, you use your maneuver to jump out of your ship onto the other ship.
The other side of the airlock, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just bash against it and grab it.
There's all these bits and pieces hanging off the ship, so there's plenty to hold on to.
Sure.
So, boost.
No, this is a maneuver. I don't.
Oh, you're just doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, then Kel uses his maneuver. He reaches out with the force and flicks a little toggle on the inside of the vector, and the vector just speeds off at a parallel angle to this ship.
Go get help, boy.
Right. Go get help.
I feel like I'm going to have one of my gunneries do a perception check to see if they notice that the vector is no longer being piloted.
Oh, I feel like it's going to be really hard.
Let's see, what's their perception?
Because it's a small ship.
None of them have perception. That's cool. Cool.
They're busy listening to the music.
Good. Yeah.
So that is 2 green die.
They should have a setback because of all the distractions on the inside.
Lots of distractions. There's so much distractions.
And another setback for all the smoke coming out of the vector.
I am going to give you guys another light side point. 3 dice. That seems good. Just to see if they notice. A success! The Weequay leans forward in his gunnery seat, and he's just like,
"What, boss? That ship is empty."
So they notice the vector is empty. So what's the next logical conclusion
It's been
for
empty
that?
the whole time.
You did open communications and attempt to speak with them. A barrel roll seems like the next logical conclusion because neither of you opened the airlock.
We did both say that we're holding on.
Yeah, you're holding on. So, yeah, that is this. 3 setbacks for the maneuver or the handling. I guess I am attempting to knock you off the ship.
Is that an attack?
So,
I think
maybe.
it's an attack.
I think this would be against your opposed athletics to hold on to the ship. I'm doing an opposed check against your
Silhouette?
athletics.
If you want to do athletics, it's going to be against, 3 purples?
I mean, this is for 2 different characters, so I don't
With
know.
a setback for the second character. I'm going to argue that Kel's sense ability that he has his force die committed for should come into play to upgrade one of those purples to a red.
I mean, it is kind of a combat
Kind of.
check. The freighter is doing a barrel roll in an attempt to knock the Jedi off of it in atmosphere. So I'm rolling a piloting check. What I'm rolling against, I guess, is 3 purple. I already have 3 setback die for the handling, so an additional setback die since I am targeting 2 characters.
Okay.
There's a part of me that thinks we should flip on this, Mark.
Our last one?
Yeah.
Sure. We're flipping. It's another red.
Okay, so a red and
2
2
red.
purple.
1 purple.
Fine. I have 2 successes, but a lot of threat, and 4 threat.
we hold the heck on.
But I succeeded in my barrel roll to knock you 2
They
off.
totally did a barrel roll.
Here's an idea. Let me pitch an idea to you just real quick. We fall off.
Okay.
But it is a hunk of junk that is kit bashed and it falls apart. So they also fall. And we can make some Jedi leaping stuff or get our vector back because it is force driven.
The ship is not going to fall apart from doing a barrel
It
roll.
might. It's
It
in
is not
atmosphere.
going to fall apart
It's
from
got
doing
4
a
threats.
There's more
The
friction
engines
here.
just fall off.
Yeah, no, like the engines just go
The strain
and it starts to
spinning in atmosphere.
just go down. And maybe they have to do some mechanics rolls to fix the
so
engine.
it goes down.
It's not like going straight down. Because it was on a forward
So the
trajectory.
speed considerably slows.
Yeah, and it starts going downward.
It shakes us off. So we're up in the sky and then it slows and dips. So it's beneath us.
Okay. So you're falling through ammo, but the ship is
The ship is nearby
you.
beneath us.
Yeah. So you're falling, but the ship is
Yeah.
right there. Okay. So I guess my next roll is a mechanics check to fix
Sure.
the engine.
Inside the ship, there's this chatter fan in the engine room who just says,
Boss, I don't know what happened. The engine, it just went out.
Well, go fix it then.
I'm doing everything I can back here. Send someone to help me out.
The captain's going to get out of his chair. He stands up, grabs one of the...
The captain just
huh?
did the piloting check, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He just did the
so he
piloting
can't
check.
fix it yet. But he can totally maneuver back into the engine room and the chatter fan comes in.
I'm doing everything I can. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. The cryogenic density combustion booster is fried, and we need a new intake valve compressor.
Okay, yeah. For his maneuver, he is getting up out of the pilot's chair and heading towards the engine because nobody knows his ship better than he does. And he knows all of his idiots are too high on glitter stem to do anything properly.
I guess I'll have to do this myself.
But one of, I guess, the Shadrafan is going to attempt to do a mechanics check anyway with an intellect
Great.
of 1.
Yeah, he's not great at this job.
No, he is not. That is 1 green die, which I will spend a point to have
Right.
be a yellow die with a setback because of glitter stem. And I don't know how to make a mechanics check. What's the difficulty here? How do I determine the difficulty to fix
just make it up.
the
I don't think it took
engine?
any mechanical or like it didn't take any actual damage since it was threat based. So
So an easy check?
Average, just for a
I
little
mean, it
fun.
depends on how put together you think the ship is.
Yeah, and how put together you think this chatter fan is.
Well, I already gave him a setback die
Maybe
because
another
glitter
one for
stem.
the fact that it's kit bashed ship.
A boost die because his cloud is coming for
Yeah,
him.
but it's a setback because it is this amalgam of ship bits from across the stars.
No.
A setback die because he knows that his captain thinks less of him because he's not very good at his job.
No, he has a boost die because he has the incentive of his
But also
captain
a setback
coming.
because he's a lowly strike. Captain coming, the cloud coming is not a pleasant experience.
I'm very nervous. This is my first ship.
2 failures.
as we soar through the sky above the ship, we hear a muffled clanking as the Shatter Fan, it just hits the engine with the Hydro Spanner. Thank you for listening to this episode of Path of the Storm. Today's episode was produced by Nightcast Creative. To find out more about Nightcast Creative and the shows that we make, visit nightcastcreative.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Dicey Cantina and Erica Goodwitch. For more of Dicey Cantina, visit diceycantina.com or youtube.com/c/Dicey Cantina. Thanks to Erica for running our first adventure. Thanks to Doug, AJ, and Nikki for lending their voices to this episode. The seed for this adventure can be found as the modular encounter Welcome Aboard in the Lords of Nalhutta supplement for the Star Wars role-playing game by Fantasy Flight Games, Edge Studios, and Lucas Books.